All right. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and all glory and all praises to the Most High God, Yahweh, through Son of name of His only begotten Son, who the Word innovated calls Jesus Christ, YAHAWASHI. It's your boy Yabanya and your boy Kazan. We going into this lessons. That's going into stop being a pawn to your sin and start thinking like a king, right? Because we all know that even though we're in captivity, that we're kings, right? We're still kings, even though we low on the totem pole in this captivity, right? So this lesson is about having a kingdom mentality, even though that you're here in this captivity, right? So when you look up the word pawn, and for those brothers who play chess, you know what a pawn is. It's the lowly piece on the board, a foot soldier, right? Let me get the definition of it real quick. It says a pawn, a person used by others for their own purposes, right? So sometimes sometimes you have to know who you being a pawn, who you being a pawn for, man. It's better to be the most high pawn than to be a pawn to your own sin, to your own wickedness, right? So that's what this lesson is all about. Don't be a pawn to sin, man. Don't let sin have control over you that you start moving all over the place, all over the board. And I want to start it off with, you know what I'm saying, what a king mentality is like, right? So I want to go into Proverbs. Proverbs,
Get there.
let me see. Proverbs.
The KJV.
Yeah, getting indicated. Proverbs 16 and 12. Getting in the getting in the GNT. Proverbs 16 and 12, right?
All right. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 12. Kings cannot tolerate evil because justice is what makes a government strong.
All right, so when you have that king mentality, man, you can't let none of that wicked go on around you, man. You gotta stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize, man. Keep your eyes on what's important, which is getting this kingdom, man, right? And becoming, you know what I'm saying, hopefully one of the elect, man, so that you could be seen as a righteous man or a righteous king. You know, instead of your household, because us in our household, we are the kings, right? And we can't let no
Right.
wrongdoing go on around us, right? Because if the wrongdoing goes on around you, that's how your household start going down, man. You sit out here and let your kids get away with stuff. They sit out here and they running the household now, and you know what I'm saying, going, and that goes into that Isaiah 3, man. As for my people, when we over them and children of their oppressor, man. You sit out here as a wise king, let all this wrongdoing going around you. Then you know what I'm saying, you sit out here in the kingdom and you tear down your own house.
Is that Sirach
So,
chapter 5? When it
but,
says, I think verse 12.
Con,
I'm gonna share my screen. Book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 12. If thou have understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth. Honor and shame is in talk, and the tongue of man in its fall. Come on. I know it's talking about like giving brothers wisdom, but it also tells you upon your strength. If you're a king and you hear something or you see something out of line, correct it. You know, a lot of
con,
brothers like we be around conversations, and I'm guilty of this. You know, you feel convicted in your spirit to say something or to correct somebody what they're saying, but you don't because of whatever reason may be. Maybe you feel like they won't receive it, or maybe you feel like that's none of your business. But if you're a king, you don't want people associated with you that do evil because at the end of the day, Amos 3 and what? Amos what 3 and 7?
con.
Amos 3 and 7, I want to say, KJV.
Getting the KJV king.
But no, 3 and 3 can two out together except they be agreed. Not saying, so like you around brothers or sisters that's moving in folly and in wickedness, and they doing stuff that makes you feel convicted. you should say something. Because if not, then people gonna think, okay, you cool with it. They gonna assume, guess what, you cool with that, and therefore now guess what, it kind of throws off your character. And now guess what, your government is being weakened because you have weak people around you.
I was trying to get a precept too because that goes into a precept that we done heard in the church a lot. I'm trying to find it real quick.
And that's like a lot of our problems. Like a king, one thing I know for a fact, brother told me this a while ago. Um, a king. I want to tell my brother Slim, Sakayan. He's a brother that we know here in DTS. Me and him was talking one day. And he was saying like brothers have a problem sometimes speaking up because they don't want to hurt people's feelings, or B, they feel like, you know what I'm saying, they don't want to disturb the peace or just be contentious. But as a king, you know, you you gotta be able to make a decision, don't care who likes it or not. The last time I checked, Trump didn't ask anybody for advice before he went there and invaded Venezuela besides the people that matter, the military and eight generals. He didn't ask the public, hey, how y'all feel if I go invade Venezuela and just take this man captive and his wife? You know, how y'all feel about whatever Trump do? He don't ask your permission. You know,
Mm-mm.
do what he do, and whether you like it or not, shut up and deal with it.
I
You
got
know,
I had a precept. I got two precepts actually. Get First Corinthians 15 and 33 in the GNT, and then get Sirach 10 going into what a righteous ruler does, right? So
so
we're gonna so get Sirach 10 first, and then we'll go into
First Corinthians,
First Corinthians 15 and 33 in the GNT.
the 13.
Get 15 and 33. I want to say so like
GNT, good. Let me shut my screen. Book of Sirach, chapter 10, I'm starting verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
God, that goes into what the brother Gazan was saying, man. Like, if you're gonna move like a king, the people around you have to be, you know what I'm saying, of good people, man, and it's well ordered, man. So you gotta watch the people who you keep around you, man. It's like the brother Chief had us do, man. He like when he broke down the ranking of Sakari, and he had it set up as the temple man. How we had the head, the shoulders, the arm, the legs, the toes. The government is the same way. The government is a body, man. You know what I'm saying? The government is a body, and you as the head can't have your body parts doing X, Y, and Z, man. The foot can't be the hand, and the hand can't be the feet, bro. You know what I'm saying? It has to be well ordered. It has to move as a like a body does, man. The body moves as a unit, right? So a wise judge would instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. It's well structured. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no stepping on toes. It ain't none of that. It's all in order, right? Keep going.
Con. In verse 2, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
And that's a prime example of America, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why Americans is the way they is, man. Who are you to be an American and go over there and tell a British dude what he should be doing, or Australian man what he should be doing, or Indian man what he should be doing, right? That's the pompous and the pride of America, man. And they get that from their leaders, man. They do the same thing, man. Like, bro, they get that attitude because we got a base over here. If you do X, Y, and Z to me, we got a U.S. embassy over here. We got a U.S. military base over here, and things of that nature. So we get so pompous and pumped up because we got bases all over the place. And that's why people think we untouchable. And that's why Trump was able to do what he was able to do: go down there and manipulate Venezuela, get they president or whoever the top leader is down there and kidnap them, man. As
Con,
the judge of the people, as is himself. Like, man, that's the reason why this place is in such that's why this place is such disarray and such madness, bro. Because it ain't nobody checking nobody no more. Like the brother Gazan said, and people just sit by and just let people move how they want to move instead of like, nah, man. You gotta stand up for something, fall for anything, man. That's the saying
Man,
goes.
come on, that's a mighty point, man, mighty precept. You know, 'cause in verse 1 it says, "The government of a prudent man is well ordered." Because if you're prudent, you're thinking ahead. You know, so now you're able to put people in the right position. Okay, the lesson is talking about think like a king or be a pawn. If you're a pawn, you've been controlled. So that means you're being put in position that guess what benefits someone else. But if you're a prudent man, okay, we all know that, like Bunny said, and Sakari went over the temple, which said like a man. So guess what? Your head controls the rest of your body. So your head is basically the the judge. Okay, okay, and then the government is rest of your body. So guess what? If you're thinking ahead, you're gonna be able to well instruct your body. So therefore, it's gonna be well ordered. Okay, because now you know what to do. You know when to do it. You're disciplined. You have a system in place. But a lot of times we get so distracted that guess what? We lose track of the vision. And I'm guilty of this for sure. And once you lose track of the vision, you're easily to be manipulated and controlled like a pawn. Because where there's no vision, the people prepares.
Con,
So now you can now look you so scattered like bro, like you don't know what to focus on. That's why you gotta be prudent. You gotta see where you're going. You know what I'm saying?
and I was gonna say, kind of add on to your point, when you do play chess, and you know and you learn the pieces on the board, you understand that it's only two pieces on the board that can move how they want to move, and that's the queen and the king.
Con,
When you really break down and play chess, everybody got their set position and how they're supposed to move. That goes into the government of a prudent man, like the brother Gazan was going into, is well ordered. So when you prudent, you look in the head, man. You already know you can't let nobody or nothing get to the king. Everybody, the only person that can move as freely as the king is the queen. Everybody else is protecting that king piece. That king only can move in one place at one time in any direction. The queen
con,
can't do. And the
fact,
pawn, he only can move. He only can move once, but he can only attack diagonally. So his path is, you know what I'm saying, predetermined.
facts, facts, facts. That's a mighty point. Because like I was just saying, like if your body is your government that you govern directly, you know, you may be a king over your household, but just I'm gonna break it down in a micro level for a second. So your mind is the only thing that can wander to and fro. So that's why it most important. I guess we got to protect your mind. So protect what you indulge in. You know, they go back to your brain saying like folly. Like if people don't follow around you, best believe you may not think, but that shit is getting inside your mind, indirect,
Con,
whether you know it or not. That's why you had to check and let them know, bro. I'm not okay with you making these homosexual jokes. In my scripture, homosexuals get put to death straight up and down. You know, all these gay jokes, all this folly that niggas like to do, stop it. You know,
con,
you know what I'm saying? The foul speech, stop it. Cause guess what? A king don't operate in that way. A king, you rarely see a king moving in a silly manner. I would say, you know,
con,
because guess what? A little bit of leaven the whole lump. So protect your mind because that is the one thing that's gonna control your path, and it can go all the way left field if you wanted to. We all know we have thoughts in our mind like, where the hell that shit come from? Because
con,
it only comes from if you idle and you're not thinking of anything. That's why keep your eyes focused on your mission. Whatever your purpose is, whatever your mission is, focus on that because a king is not a king unless he conquers something.
con,
So God give you a vision to conquer, focus on conquering that mission so you can be a king and receive your crown. Um, uh,
con,
Verse 2, and as the judge of the people is himself, for his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all that the world therein. So bring back to your mind again. However you think in your mind, your body is gonna perform that act, whether you like it or not. You may be joking, but now since you made a habitual habit of joking and entertain those silly games and those thoughts, now guess what you're protecting those acts now. So now guess what you're not
con.
only listen to the joke, now that you cracking the joke. You know,
Exactly.
you spent time on IG strolling, you know, and guess what? You should have been studying. Now guess what? Now it's even harder if you get inside a study routine because you've been letting IG distract you from your mission again. So now it's hard to get back on track, you know? And it
Con,
brings it back home to us being men. Okay, bam. If you got a household, however you are, that's how your household is gonna be. If you're prideful, your household 9 times 10 gonna be prideful. If you're slothful, 9 times 10 your household gonna be slothful. Brothers complain about their relationship not studying. When nigga, how much do you study? How much do you put in for the Lord? Do you hate going to camp? Do you hate going to new moons? You know, because all this stuff reflects you. Because in the day, as the as the judges, so is the people. We all know in workplace, if the boss hates his job,
You gonna
everybody,
hate your job,
you gonna hate your job. You like, man, I don't feel like being here because the boss said, man, I'm sick of these people calling.
man. But that go, and then not to cut you off, but that goes into like that goes into the law, bro. Like literally it says if a nigga don't want to go to war, send that nigga back home because that
Right.
shit, cause that shit affects the people and the morale on the battlefield.
Oh, it's
I,
contagious.
I remember reading that. Not only like, bro, that's how you know how scripture so divinely inspired, bro, because it's even in the art of war. It tells you that if a man's scared to go to that battlefield, you gotta send that man back. Don't even send him on the send him home. Go home,
Facts.
bro, because you just gonna ruin the whole morale. So
Facts.
you gonna ruin the morale of the people that's on that battlefield with you, man. And you gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's why the lesson is don't be a pawn, man. Stop being a pawn to the things that's stop being a pawn to the things that's allowing you to become a part of that kingly mindset, man, which
Facts.
is being a righteous man, being wise, being prudent, man.
Facts. Facts.
Everybody, everybody want to be a ghost, but you really can't, bro.
Facts.
Everybody want to be James St. Patrick, but you can't, bro. You use the enforcer, bro. Not everybody can be the ghost, bro. Not everybody can be ghost.
Facts. Not everybody can be ghosts. That should have been done. Not everybody can be ghosts, bro. Not everybody can be that guy because you don't have that mindset yet. Yeah, you have the ability. He put on his pen the same way you put on yours. His mind operates the same way yours do. It's just you gotta tap into it, bro. You know, you know, and your brain like going into like don't be a pawn to sin, but it's a lot of stuff that sin people don't even know is sin, bro. The thoughts you think is it can be sin. You know, the thoughts you think is sin, like that thought of fear. That's not you, bro. That's not you. You know, that's not you, bro. That's some demons. To be real with you,
Con,
and they manipulate you as a pawn. Let me share my screen to prove what I'm saying is true. Um, Book of Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 9. The thought of foolishness is sin, and a scorner is an abomination to men. Because going back to fear, doubt, the Most High God said he didn't give us the spirit of fear, but of what? Of faith and a
con,
strong mind. So,
con.
uh, and inside the book of Timothy. So if I know that thought is contrary to what the Lord say, the kind of thoughts He's gonna give me, then I know that's sin. Because anything to go against the Lord is what sin. So
Con.
so so now that thought of fear is you moving in sin. That's why your brain said we gotta stop being a pawn to sin. Stop letting sin paralyze you, and control you and to manipulate you. Like you're supposed to been got up 3 days ago. You did whatever you said you was gonna do. You know. I want
Yeah,
precept. Go on,
like I
go
said,
ahead. Go on. You
I'm gonna
stand.
say,
Do you think? Go ahead and I'm gonna give my precept while you talk.
con. I'm gonna bring this out real quick, man. Cause that goes right into what the brother Gazan was saying, man. That
And
goes
what you
right
got?
into what the brother Gazan was saying. Proverbs 23:7. For as he thinketh in his heart, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. So as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, man. Like, bro, like that goes into what Gazan was saying, man. The thoughts of foolishness is sin, man. So if a man think foolish, he's a foolish man.
Facts.
And the scriptures already tell you not to go back and forth with a foolish man, man. Hey, man, leave that dude over there, man. Don't catch your pearls before swine, man. If that
That's right.
man is a foolish man, let him be foolish, man. Let him be a fool. So as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, man. So if you sit out here and think that you're a sinner, you're gonna be a sinner, man. You gotta think more high and mightily of yourself, and then you start seeing yourself like, man, I'm better than this. I can be better than this. I can move better than this. But
Gone.
but 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 you got but you got to put the motion in the ocean, man.
Facts. 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 And I looked upon when I looked on ChatGPT, I'm gonna stop. I might just do this now, but so I looked on ChatGPT. Well, I looked on ChatGPT, and I said, what are the main tactics that Satan would use to stop a person of God from reaching their full potential and fulfilling their purpose? And guess what the number one answer was?
Lust,
Fear.
con,
Lust was number 5. It was fear, discouragement, doubt, pride, then lust. Fear was number 1. Because guess what? If I can make you fearful, I can disguise it as, guess what? Being cautious. So now I can cause you not to move. And if you don't, and the more, and like longer you don't move, the more you what? You doubt.
yeah, you stay stagnant, man, in that one place.
And now guess what? See, look, because you're not growing now. Now guess what happened then? You're discouraged.
And then you limited to how you move, like the pawn on the chessboard, man. You become limited to the way you can move. That's what it means, man. Stop limiting yourself and stop being a pawn of your sin and letting it hold you back from being to your full potential.
Come on. Because them ain't nothing but demons. And all y'all Israelites, right? You know, y'all believe we Israelites, right? You know what I'm saying? Let me get my push up. It was Genesis chapter 32 and verse 24. Because we know that things written the fourth time were written for our learning. So guess what? Our forefather Jacob, he fought the angel and won. So guess what? That same blood running through you. That same scriptures, guess what, in you. You know? You get a book of Genesis chapter 32, verse 24. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, "Let me go, for the day breaketh." And he said, "I will not let thee go, except thou bless me." And he said unto him, "What is thy name?" And he said, "Jacob." And he said, "Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince thou hast, for as a prince has thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed." So your forefather wrestled an angel and won. Had his ass so fucking
Con,
shit. He said, "Hey, bro, let me go. I tap out." You know. And you telling me that you can't get over some fucking negative thoughts, some sinful thoughts? Come on, brother. Like, bro, come on, bro. You stronger than that. You can't get over being
con,
slothful. Just get your ass up. Imagine say, "Can I put your ass in the motherfucking chokehold?" What your ass gonna do? He whooping your ass while they ain't touching you right now. He just talking to you. "Yeah, I know you're tired. I know you're tired, you bunny. I know you're tired. You worked a 10-hour shift, boy. Yeah. We're gonna get tucked in nice and tight. I love you." And your ass just lay down. Knowing damn what the spirit saying, "Get your ass up and study." Saying like, "No, don't listen to that. Don't listen."
con.
You know, he don't know what he's talking about. You can always say tomorrow. You know? It's always tomorrow.
Man, that's always what it should be, man. But the scriptures tell us, man, don't put out tomorrow what you can do today.
Fact. And that's what niggas do because they think they got tomorrow. That's pride. If that ain't pride, you saying, "Lord, you better wake me up tomorrow."
Exactly, bro. You ain't even promised another 24, man.
So now he got you. You going to the Lord, "I got that nigga today." You know? But now, because now you're a pawn. You're not commanding these spirits, they're commanding you. He told you go lay down, get what your ass did. You went and laid down. He told you, "Oh, do it tomorrow." You did it tomorrow. He tell you, "Oh no, it ain't gonna work out." It's not gonna move because you believe it's not gonna work out. And now look, the scriptures say, "Look, what? It is impossible to please the Lord if you don't have what?
Faith.
Come on now." And what's the opposite of faith?
Fear, man.
So now you fried. Now the Lord mad at you and you not moving.
Let's get the definition of faith real quick.
Come on, bro. You fried out here, bro. He got you in a trick bag, bro. He control you like a pawn, bro.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and 11, and chapter 11, verse 1 in the KJV. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Right, right. So just
So,
because,
so,
come go ahead, King. I'm gonna tell my
so,
King.
so, dog, you know the saying, man. Just because you can't see it, don't mean you can't achieve it.
Facts.
You could always get there. You just gotta do what you gotta do, man, and stop being a pawn to your sin and start thinking like a king.
Facts. Facts. You got another precept up?
I never went into that First Corinthians 15 to 33 in the junior team.
Darn sure then. That's on me. I went on the tangents a lot.
No, you good, cause it go right into what we was talking about.
Come 1 Corinthians chapter 15. I'm gonna start at verse 33. Do not be fooled by bad companions. Sorry, be not fooled. Bad companions ruin good character.
Bad
Woo!
companion ruin good character, man.
Come,
Who like birds the saying like we say, man, birds of a feather flock together, man. You like bird, you say the same thing. We say that about women, but it's the same thing about us too, man. If the girls think that your homies is on that bullshit, guess what they gonna think? You
you
on
on
that bullshit.
that.
Exactly the same thing the girl, man, but your friends is fast. So they gonna think you fast and be like, I don't need to get down like that. But these the people who you choose to associate yourself with. So you gotta have endorsed in that you know what I'm saying, been down with that at one point.
The froze. You froze.
Nah.
Come, come.
God. So evil communication corrupts good manner, bro. So the company that you keep around you says a lot about you, man. If you hang around people that do this, that, and the third, people gonna think you into that type of stuff, man. Right?
Facts. 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 And that's why as a king you gotta walk around with people that got that same mindset or striving to get that same mindset. You know, because if you don't, you're gonna fall to to where they at. You
Uh,
know, environment has more control over your success than your own mom and dad. We see it all the time. You take a nigga out the hood.
you gotta take the hood out the person, bro.
Yeah. You bring yourself to the hood. Get what he doing now. He wearing J's, getting face tats, all type of crap.
Man, that put him in the mind of a brother that we know. It's a brother that
Yeah,
it's a I don't want to call him a brother. He ain't a brother. It's a person that we know, right?
yeah.
Right? He used to frequent our hangout spot, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he started hanging around certain people, and this dude was an Edomite with a do rag on, bro. He told the brother Gazan he was trying to get the waves, bro. I'm like, you can't do that.
You finished, bro. You finished, bro. You're finished. You finished, bro.
And I'm pretty sure everybody got a brother like that. That way mean not a brother, but everybody got somebody that they know like that that's in the hood.
Facts, you
The
know.
white the white boy that want to be overly black, bro.
Facts. So don't even entertain yourself with that, bro. You're better than that, bro. Don't hang around people like that, bro. I'm telling you, they're gonna dim your life. If you're gonna go around and make it limited, I'm not saying, you know, don't miss them at all, but go there, motivate them, uplift them, tell them they can do better, give them a couple precepts, and get out of there. Get
God,
out of there, bro. Hey, scripture say what it say.
God, cause the longer you stay around, bro, the more that shit get on. Like, bro, it's like a brother who coming into this thing and he dealing with that weed demon, bro. And he's trying to stop, bro. But if you hang around them people, bro, they gonna get you wrapped up in that same exact shit.
Come on.
And people be wondering why they be having the problems they be having, bro. It's because they ignore that scripture, bro. Evil communication corrupts good manner, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, you go around these people and you wonder why you get caught up in this shit. Could you go around them people, bro? You go around there expecting it's bro, it's the definition of insanity. you want something, but it's the definition of insanity, bro. Doing the same thing, expecting different results, bro.
Exactly.
You go around these people expecting that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get caught up in that. Next thing you know, you got the blunt in your mouth, man. Come on.
Out of there, bro. And you can't be mad at no one but yourself, bro. You know. That's something like that. I'm here to tell you, like, bro, like you way better than that. You way better than that. I'm way better than that. If that even what right way to put that. But you can do better. We can do better. You know, because well, I agree to the lesson because I can relate. You know, I haven't been doing everything I feel like I need to do. It seems that I have to correct in my life. You know, I'm pretty sure brothers gotta do the same thing for their life. So as I'm teaching you or telling you, I'm telling myself too. You know, because once you come into the truth, you don't like you don't stop growing. You don't stop being perfected. You know, but you do get a fresh start. You know, and
Con,
and and, and the one thing I love about the scripture so much, like it renews the mind. You know, like Bunny said, we are kings and priests. So we have to let those old ways of thinking of a pawn go. You know, I'm gonna get a precept real quick. Exodus chapter 19 and verse number 6. Like we are a nation of kings and priests. Book of Exodus chapter 19 and verse 6. You shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. So you are a king and a priest. You are meant to
con,
have rulership. Don't let no one tell you any different. You know, just because you fall short and you get distracted, that don't mean that you no longer qualified to be a king. No, what makes you a king is you taking responsibility, taking accountability, or you fucking up. Kings fuck up. But when you know you fuck up, get your ass back up and lock back in. That's always saying lock back in. We're not saying you're not gonna ever fall short or slip up or get distracted, but stop making it a habit. That's why I say stop being a pawn. Stop making it a habit. And move like a king. You know,
con,
move like a king. Last time I checked, Psalm 8:26 said you have power.
con.
If you're a God, you have power. You got a precept.
All right, that's up. You hit the nail on the head, man. We got to start moving like pawns and start moving like kings, man. Start being
Um,
king. Start prioritizing things. Start making wise decisions like kings do, man.
facts, facts.
And start
Um,
and start moving with a sense of order instead of like moving like a pawn, man.
facts. 'Cause I got a precept. Book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 9. Knowing that Christ, being raised from the dead, died no more. Death had no dominion over him. Verse 10. For in that he died unto sin once, but uh, but that he liveth unto God. So
Hold up
same
real quick,
way,
Malak.
come, come,
I
good,
was say keep going. I'm gonna be back real quick.
come,
Give us
come.
a
How do you think? Come, but I bring out that precept to say, like, Christ died and he laid sin to death with it. So you keep reading in that chapter, going to like, since Christ died, now for sin had no dominion over man, now you're over grace. So just because you sin don't have dominion over you no more. Ask for forgiveness. And then and then lock back in. Show sin, look, it had no power over you. Yeah, you got me this time, but I'm never out for the count. My Messiah came and died for me to get a second chance. So that day you felt like last week you may feel like you didn't study as much as you should. Okay, that demon of slothfulness got on you and it kicked you, it beat your ass, you know. But guess what? It's a new week, so you can lock back in. The Most High didn't kill you, so you can repent, say, Father Salakia, my priorities all jacked up. I'm gonna do better this week and actually do better. Actually do better. And I'm saying it to myself. And sometimes, I don't study as much as I should. Not to make it all about me, but we just saying, like, we all had days where we're not at our best. If any guy or woman say that he wake up and he just on fire every day, he's a liar, and the truth is not in him. Shut up and down. straight up and down. Come get one more precept though. Slide you till you want to get back. Slide you. Slide you. To the classes. Book of First Kings. Book of First Kings, chapter 2, verse 1. So this is right after David made King Solomon king, and he was finna go out, of course, tell Israel after this. Um, so let's see what David told the new upcoming king. Book of First Kings, chapter 2, and verse 1. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, a man. Keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments, and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, whithersoever thou turnest thyself. So the king, you keep the laws of the Most High God, and you stand on those principles and morals. That's one thing for sure a king has. You know, a king has morals, he has standing, he has order. The law gives you structure. So like the Bible, like your cheat code. The Bible is literally your cheat code. You know, and like your forefathers. You know, the Most High God brag on Abraham about that. He said Abraham will guess what, command his house. KJV. You get that real quick. Then you get your prison after I get this, King. Book of Genesis, chapter 18. And I'm gonna start at verse 18. I'm to get trying to get to the point. Saying that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know him that he will command his children and his household after him. That's going to what we said earlier, but guess what? So as the king, so as his officer. So because Abraham is righteous, he's going to command all his people in his house to be, guess what, righteous. That's what you call order. For verse 19 again, for I know him. No, stop saying this by Abraham. For I know him that he will command his children and his household after him. They shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment. What is a king job to do? To give justice and to declare judgment. Come on, Abraham's a prototype king around this motherfucker. Excuse my language. That beside Yahawashi, of course, first, but Abraham is a damn good second example. Damn it. To do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he has spoken of him. But so now the Lord said about Abraham. So now what can the Lord say about you? You know? What can the Lord say about you and how you run your household and like run your kingdom? What is you say yourself, you can say whoever under you, whether you're a camp leader, whether you mono, whether you're individual, whether you got a household, whether you don't, you still command yourself nonetheless. So what can the Lord say about you and how you operate your kingdom? Are you a righteous king that do justice and give out righteous judgment? Or are you a king that he'll be like, man, that nigga ain't shit. But you look, you decide that. You decide that. It's on you every day to decide that. You know, I can't do it for you. You can't do it for me. You know, but best believe the Lord watching. You know what I'm saying? Best believe He watching and He taking notes on how you move. You got a precept or a point?
I want to bring out Sirach 2:10.
Um,
Right, the basic man, the basic scripture that we all learn when we first come into this thing. Sirach 2:10. Look at the generations of old and see, did any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy and long suffering, very pitiful and forgiveth sin, and saveth in the time of the affliction. Right? So as a king, man, the Lord should be your first faith, man, your first love, right? And your first who you should trust in above any and everybody, man. Even the wisest counselor, man. Put your
fact,
faith in the Lord first and foremost, man. Because whoever put their trust in him was ever confounded, man. Look at all the wise kings that went to war in their time and won because what they had faith and trust in the Lord. They wasn't
fact,
confounded and they couldn't be defeated.
fact, fact. Yeah, and that's another thing. A wise king seek good counsel. For sure. A wise king seek good counsel. Do you think David went to war without asking somebody? You really think that? Go read First and Second Samuel. Go read First and Second King. Go read First and Second Chronicles. Every time a righteous king went to war, he went and sought a prophet who went and sought the Lord to give and came back with answers from guess who? The Lord. You know? Daniel went and sought to the Lord whenever he had an issue. He said, hey man, they're trying to kill me. And look, I told him give me some time. I'm coming to you, Lord. Give it to either me or my three friends. You know, me or my three. I don't care who you give it to, Lord. But answer, please, Lord, answer one of us. You know what dream and I don't know. You know, and that'd be a lot.
Um,
And that'd be a lot of niggas' problem. You know, because just your own king, like just because you're a king, don't mean you know everything. Now, just because they righteous judgment, that don't mean you just pull judgment out your ass and you just like, oh yeah. Heads or tails. Damn it. They say heads. Yeah, Charlie, you fried. I'm on the bill. You know, you don't know, like you don't know what happened. Oh yeah, you just write people off. Right screen don't do that. You know, that's not wisdom. You know, mighty point, mighty point, mighty point.
um,
You know what I'm saying? Mighty point. Yeah, that's a big one. Mhm. That's a big one. You know what I'm saying? And that's what just down to being a king, man. You know, when we was talking about pride earlier, you know,
um,
don't let you being a king and you being rightful ruler of the earth go to your head either. Because it's two sides of every coin. You can be a, you know, they can use pride, you know, because pride is really a thing. According to Mark chapter 7, verse 20 through 21. You know, pride is a thing. YAHAWASHI said that. So
um,
also use pride to cause you to fall. You know, you think you know everything, you think you're untouchable. And now look, you jammed up, you know. So,
um,
you got any more precepts, King? You got any more point?
that's all I had, King. Just start being the point. Start moving like a king. Start thinking like a king.
Man, start thinking like King, you know. And
Cause, that,
find
cause that's how they cause that's how they condition us to think in this society, right? And it's us being at the bottom, they condition us as pawns and to move as pawns, but it's time for us to start moving like kings.
time, time, time. And that's one thing the Bible gonna have you with for sure, you know. Because once you detach from this matrix, you know, you're able to fully think for yourself. You know, a lot of people have the same thought process or the same idea about things because they're stuck in the matrix. If you really detach from the matrix, a lot of shit these niggas believe and think makes no damn sense. You know, when have you ever plugged in two pointy ends of a charger and that bitch charged up? Never. I ain't never seen that work. You know, so I ain't never seen two positive ends of a goddamn battery work when they got stuck together. Most time they repel. If you get my gist, I mean, run away from them type of people. You know what I'm saying? You got two positive of a magnet, and them bitches run away from each other. Two negative side of a magnet, run away from each other. But a major
Um,
believe that that is okay. You know, and that's one thing. that a king does. He stand on his morals, like I said earlier, and the law and Most High God will have you do that. No matter what's going on around you, if you stand on your morals and your principles, you can't be swayed to and fro. You know, you can't be like a pawn. You can't be swayed to and fro. So I said, definitely get in His word and let it, and like don't read it for knowledge. Read it for to change your life. A lot of people read the Bible just so they can have knowledge and have cuts. No, read the Bible to change your life. Because at that point, it's doing you no good. You know, if you're just reading to get cuts out of it and you're not using it to better you as a man, you're wasting your time. You know what I'm saying? The best development you can do is self development.
Con,
You know what I'm saying? The best growth you can do is personal growth, personal improvement. Fuck home improvement, nigga, fix you. Upgrade your mind. Do a motherfucking software update periodically. You know what I'm saying? Get into this word, bro, and really move like a king. And get your brothers that they're gonna hold you accountable. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the brothers that hold me accountable. You, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all the brothers in the Masada and brothers that's not in the Masada that hold me accountable. Shit, because you need that. You need wise
con,
counsel around you. Why you think the Most High God gave the King of Israel a high priest? You know what I'm saying? And look, he gave him a general. He gave brothers. He gave the king people to talk to bounce ideas off for. But you don't know.
con.
You know what I'm saying? So get your accountability partner like you can trust. Don't get no fools. Get
Well,
somebody that
yes, man.
yeah, don't get no yes man. Get somebody that's gonna tell you the real. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna need that. Because they may see things you don't. They may hear things you don't. They may be Lord may be dealing with them and the spirit not dealing with you. And you gotta take that. If you bring it a breakdown, I ain't got it. All praise the most high. We got it, not hell.
We got it now. Exactly.
Shit. You might hit a lot of hell. Lord willing, we all up. You know what I'm
We
saying?
all up.
Shit.
Exactly. We all up.
You know what I'm saying? That's their pride, bro. Like, first and foremost, as a king, you gotta be able to hit every man out. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever think you too big for the program. That's another advice I would definitely give. Cause these shit that I fucked up on. They think just because you wear the pants and you got, what I'm saying, the privy man, he thinks it's a dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hear they swinging the motherfucking people out folk. And that's not the case all the time. Your wife she had good inputs as well. She part of that kingdom as well. You know what I'm
Con,
saying? So it just is what it is. But definitely tap in, stand like a king and hey, man, come on, right? Come on, man. Let's manifest this kingdom, man. For real, for real.
con.
All right, that's it, King. That's all I got.
Kind of with that, I like to say, call her Lord. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, Shalom.
Shalom.